Hello and welcome everyone, and today we're taking a look at the Total War Warhammer Battle of Blackfire Pass gameplay demo. This is the demo that was shown at E3 to all the press there, and it's the demo that myself and Warrior of Sparta got to see when we visited the studio a couple of weeks ago. So, I've got the footage coming up in a moment, and I'll be giving you kind of my commentary of what's going on, spotting out some of the units that are shown and what's happening. So feel free to share your thoughts and opinions of the gameplay down below. This is the Battle of Blackfire Pass, which is a treacherous passage that lies between the Black Mountains and the world's Edge Mountains in the Old World. It forms the gateway between the Empire and the Border Princes, with the Badlands to the south, the domain of the fearsome Greenskins. As such, it is a location of great strategic importance. It was at Blackfire Pass that Sigmar defeated a mighty Greenskin horde, founding the Empire and forging the great alliance between men and dwarves. So in the game, this battle, the Battle of Blackfire Pass, is part of the set-piece quest battle that players will be able to complete to progress Karl Franz's skill tree if they choose to play as the Empire. And you'll hear at the start of the battle in a moment when we jump on into the video that Karl Franz is saying, you know, if he wins this battle, he can take up the mighty Warhammer Galmaraz. So that's pretty cool. So again, kind of hinting to those unlockable skills, items, legendary mounts, and things like that you can equip your characters with, it would seem, throughout a Total War Warhammer campaign. So we're going to jump on into the gameplay video of the demo now. Should say, give you guys a heads up if you're wondering, oh, why didn't you pan over this unit or see that a bit more or this and that. I didn't actually film this or record this. This has been sent to me by CA to add my own commentary to. So if you're sort of wondering, oh, why didn't I look at this unit more, it's because I wasn't controlling the camera when this was recorded. I wasn't recording it at all. It's just been sent to me so I can add my own commentary to it. So yeah, with that in mind, I hope you enjoy my commentary. I'll be giving you guys probably some more impressions after we've gone through the gameplay demo video, because there probably won't be enough time for me with it panning across all the units to go in depth as I'd like. So yeah, stick around at the end of the video, or at the end of the gameplay video, because I'll be talking some more and looping some footage there. So yeah, enjoy.
Sega.
Welcome to the Battle of Blackfire Pass. So there we go, got Karl Franz on Deathclaw above his army, Steam Tank, the Luminarch of Heish next to it, which was in a trailer Creative Assembly released the other day, a teaser.
Now is the time, men of the Empire, to unite, for the Orcs gather. Beyond the pass, a warboss draws to him all that is foul. An Orc horde beyond imagining. As Sigmar thought, so shall we. We will become part of the legend. We will wipe the Orcs from our door. And only when this is done, when our nation has healed, shall I take up Galmaraz for Sigmar, for the Empire, for the Warhammer.
Beautiful. So we saw the outline of the Empire army there, great swords, halberds, steam tank, and all the other pieces. We've now got the Greenskin army. We've got trolls. So now firing. We have their artillery pieces, the Hellstorm rocket battery, Hellblaster volley gun, great cannons. So we've got some swordsmen, basic infantry of the Empire. Going up to the right flank, we can see giants, wyverns, a Ragnarok, the giant spiders there with archers on the backs. Coming along the orc line. Got trolls. Wonderful creatures. Collection of orc boys, savage orcs. We've got forest goblin spider riders now as well. Again, that Ragnarok there with archers in its sort of not cage, but you know, it's like its tiered tower on top. I think that's the Goblin Shaman or an Orc Shaman behind there. We've got a Grimgor Ironhide there with his great big battle axe. Lovely giant. Oh, look at that belly. Even that's animated. And now I think we're coming up to potentially one of my favourite units that I've seen so far. These are the Goblin Doom Divers, and these can actually be piloted in first person, so it's like pressing insert on artillery pieces in Total War at the moment. But you can actually pilot and fly these guys once they're launched. So the person that's controlling the camera on this right now is actually controlling this Goblin Doom Diver. He's bringing him up and plummeting him down. There's some units thrown around there. Getting ready to launch another one. Those are some interesting chaps. What have we got over here? Looks like we got the Goblin Shaman there. Oh, that's a shot. So we've got, I believe, Pioneers firing their muskets against the Orcs mounted there. The Goblin, no, they're not Orcs. Goblin Wolf Riders. There we go. See them launching themselves into units there. Creative Assembly have said that they do want to improve the impact that cavalry units have, so they're still working on this. Got the Orc Boar Boys charging in. Really hacking on through. And now we've got the Outriders. And behind them, the Reichsguard Knights and the Demigryph Knights, which we've already seen previewed before. Look absolutely awesome. Like, fantastic movement to them. Watching the Outriders charge on down. Are going to fire a volley into the flanks of the Orc Boar Boys. And they go, unleashing a volley, but they have been flanked by the Goblin Shaman, who's casting the Curse of the Bad Moon. That is gonna hurt. Be some dead Outriders there, but in come the Demigryph Knights. Just such an interesting animation of leaping and galloping together, flanking in against the Orc Boar Boys here. So they have a little, they launch themselves in with charges. Watch another cavalry charge coming in here. They're actually launching themselves in. So there is a bit of impact there, but as I mentioned before, CA are looking to kind of improve that impact that they have. And now we're back to the Empire Halberders, as they face, I believe, Savage Orcs charging towards them. And again, they launch themselves forward, they jump on in, try and get over the ranks. All the way down the line, we've got Orcs crashing in. There's Grimgor Ironhide with his huge battle axe smashing in there. Orcs crashing with the Empire lines as they try and hold a defensive position. The Trolls coming in, and they've got an area effect attack with their clubs. But, disgustingly, they also vomit up putrid, acidic bile all over there. Oh, those guys got smacked. Oh dear. The bile doesn't get you, the smack will. More Orcs charging on through. Got a Wyvern up by this side and a Ragnarok slowly limbering forward. I mean, now we've got aerial combat here between Deathclaw, Karl Franz, and a Wyvern. They're going at it in the sky. More clashing of Orcs and Empire Swordsmen. The Trolls are getting properly mixed in there. See that? There we go. Deathclaw takes down the wyvern. And knocks the Orc Warboss off. And here we'll see that missile units can target aerial units as well. Trying to target another wyvern here, but they're gonna fail. Lunchtime! Hello, chaps. Time for some munch. Ooh! Ooh, tossed around. Om nom nom. But now we have two hero characters coming on through here, which are also agents. So at the far side, we have the Witch Hunter, and we have the Warrior Priest closer in there. So they can kind of be attached to armies and brought into the battle as well. We've got the Great Swords here going up against the Orcs. We have agents charging on through. We now have the Luminarch of Heish getting ready to charge up and take down a giant. Charging its celestial power. Zap! Next I believe the steam tank is currently firing as well. Now we have the Orc Shaman summoning the Foot of Gork to smash the steam tank and Luminarch into pieces. Into ruin. That'd be a squash steam tank. And now in charges that Arachnarok, which we've seen already smashing on through the unit ranks there. Oh, right through that guy's chest. Oh, he's having him for dinner. Oh, and it's just spat out his sword and shield. That's quite cool. I would not want to face that. Ah ha 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 ha. No, no, no. I'm not a huge fan of big spiders, to be fair, so that's not really much fun. Now the giant's going in. I think he's going to have some lunch as well. Oh, yeah, biting off. Is that biting off his head or just having a nibble? Not for me. Let's try another one. Om nom nom. And obviously, huge sweeping club blows as well. Deathclaw's now on the ground with Karl Franz. He's picking up an orc, tossing him up in the air, smack down on the ground. The carnage of the battlefield here. We've got Grimgor Ironhide there with his battle axe. And we've now turned to the Celestial Wizard casting the Comet of Cassandora to end it all. So that was the gameplay demo there. Let me know what your thoughts are. I just want to share a few more thoughts and impressions. I'll just kind of loop some of the footage now. Again, focusing on a couple of the units I want to just talk about a little bit more. I didn't get as much time as I wanted to, just because obviously the camera's panning off quite quickly and all around, trying to show everything that's going on. So those two agents for the Empire that were briefly shown charging on in, the Witch Hunter and the Warrior Priest. So those are actual agents that you can recruit and use as traditional agents as you would do in a Total War game on the campaign map, but they can also, I believe, be attached to armies specifically, and then they'll feature on the campaign map, on the battle map rather. So you can actually take them into battle. So it'll be interesting to see how their skill trees work. You know, if some of them will reflect into kind of battle abilities and things like that. So yeah, you have the Witch Hunter there armed with a hat and a pistol, and that Warrior Priest charging in with a hand hammer, as it were, which look pretty cool. I want to share some observations on the unit collision there, because for the most part it looked like units were actually holding their formations pretty well, and only kind of succumbing to deforming basically when they're actually taking, you know, losses as you would expect. It seems, again, this is all, you know, pretty early gameplay, but it does certainly seem to me there's some improvements in unit collision there. You know, units aren't just mashing together as they have done in Rome 2 and sometimes in Attila. They are kind of holding their formation. Yeah, units are jumping over the first rank or something like in and launching in and starting to hack apart formations and stuff, but that actually looks quite I guess realistic for a huge orc jumping over the lines of halberd. You know, it looks like it fits pretty well, and the formations are, to me, in that brief gameplay demo, you know, trying to hold their ground, defend, hold the formation. You know, obviously a lot of their formations are getting wrecked apart by these big monster type units from the Greenskins there. You know, the Arachnarok, the giants, the trolls. But when they're up against infantry, when we're fighting those orcs, you saw the Empire guardsmen and what have you fighting it out there, the swordsmen and what have you. You know, they were trying. You know, it looked like they were, you know, trying to keep those formations as they're also trying to push to the front, and they're defending. So, I'd love to know your thoughts. You know, did you think the collision looked better? Do you think it looked worse? Obviously, impact with cavalry does look like it needs to be increased and harder hitting. But I believe Creative Assembly, in their own release of this gameplay footage, did mention that. So, something to definitely kind of keep an eye on. But I'm actually quite excited from that battle footage, seeing the collision there of units. It looks like they're holding their ground a lot better. Formations are holding their line. Sure, they're succumbing, you know, when there's a troll smashing through, but that's what you'd expect. But it looks like they're holding their front lines a lot better than they have done in previous titles. The Greenskins on Wyverns, the Orc Warboss on the Wyvern, that looked pretty cool. Again, we saw some aerial combat between Deathclaw and Deathclaw 1 and smack that Wyvern down into the ground. Looked pretty cool. I like how you've got that, you know, difference between various generals with their mounts and the unit type they can actually be. Like a Grimgor Ironhide there charging in with his huge battle axe as an infantry unit, whereas obviously the other Orc Warbosses, you know, flying around on Wyverns, which look pretty cool. Goblin Doom Divers, that's going to be loads of fun with that. I'm sure there's going to be plenty of montages made with Goblin Doom Divers launching themselves into all sorts of silly situations. The magic that was on show, so we saw kind of 4 instances of magic. We had the Curse of the Bad Moon from the Goblin Shaman, whose spells aren't necessarily as high damage orientated as the Orc Shamans, but I guess they're a bit more harassing and kind of perhaps more sort of status effect sort of abilities. But obviously, as you saw there, the Curse of the Bad Moon did do some pretty hefty damage to those Outriders there as well. So they can still pack a pretty good punch. Obviously, the Orc Shaman, Foot of Gork, came smashing on down, and it was kind of centered in between the 2 units that got obliterated there. The Luminesque and the Steam Tank both got wrecked, got destroyed. So a very powerful, high damage spell. I'd love to actually see that down on like 3 or 4 units of infantry and see just what sort of damage we're looking at there against infantry. That'd be pretty cool. So those were the 2 instances there. From the Greenskins, and the 2 instances of magic used in that from the Empire. Obviously, right at the end there we have the Celestial Wizard casting the Comet of Cassandora, smashing down into a group of orcs. But you also had the Luminarch, you know, charging up its blinding white light beam through its arcane optics, which took down that giant pretty nicely. So, yeah, we also very briefly went through the Empire artillery, but you had I mean, technically you can count the Luminarch as well as an artillery piece. So you had the Hellstorm rocket battery, the Hellblaster volley gun, the Great Cannon in there as well, and obviously the Steam Tank and the Luminarch, if you want to count that too. So yeah, lots of artillery pieces there. It'll be interesting to see how we can use them later on in the battlefield. Again, their destructive force for the Empire. But yeah, that's pretty much one of my first thoughts from that. That's what I'm going to kind of wrap up. I'm sure I'll cover this in more detail later on or in more videos, and if you want to hear more, then feel free to let me know in the comments. What did you like from that gameplay video from the demo of the Battle of Blackfire Pass? What didn't you like? You know, feel free to let me know. And you know, what stuff are you still looking forward to seeing or hearing more about? in future videos covering Total War Warhammer. Anyway, that's where I'm going to wrap this video up for now, so I do hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe. Follow me on Facebook and Twitter. Take pride in joining the Legion. Check out my affiliates and sponsors, XMG, Greenman Gaming, and GT Omega Racing. And I will see you in the next video. Until then, ciao for now.